Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you a bunch of Galaxy Watch bands that you can use for your Galaxy Watch. So you can use this for any Galaxy Watch, Galaxy Watch 4, Galaxy Watch 5, Galaxy Watch 6, even the 7 hasn't come out yet, but when it does, they'll probably still use the same kind of bands. Maybe even the 8 as well, but yeah, this will be for kind of any Galaxy Watch you have, any kind of model, because Galaxy Watch 4, 5, and 6 right now, they have the same bands that you can put in them. At the time of recording this video, Galaxy Watch 6 is newest, and you might notice that if you get a Galaxy Watch 6, they move to these buttons. Now this doesn't actually change anything. You just take them off by pressing this button, and the previous models had these pins, and so you can still use the pins on this. You don't have to find ones that have buttons on them. So that's just an FYI. If you find no watch bands that have buttons on them, it's because they don't have to have buttons. It's just Samsung adding the buttons on the Watch 6 because they think it's easier to put on. But yeah, you can still use pins on Galaxy Watch 6, and you can also use these ones on the Galaxy Watch 5 and 4. They're interchangeable. So I don't really need to go over this, but you know, the first band is technically just the default band. Everyone knows this though, so it's not really part of the list, but they're made of a good material. They feel good, and they're not too bad. These are from my Galaxy Watch 5. These are from the 6. So the first kind in this list are these types of bands. They are soft and they're also stretchy. So when you have these on, you can actually have them set to like a really short, tight way, because when you put it in, it stretches out so that you don't actually have to loosen it every time you put it on. So these come in where I got these from. It came in this green one and this gray one, and then I also had a black one. The thing with this specific one that I got is that you have to manually put the pin in. So the pin isn't actually part of the actual band like it is with the other, with the default one. You actually have to put the pin in. So you have to make sure that you don't lose these. So you put these in, and then you put the pin in the actual watch itself. Okay, here it is. And so I think this is set to exactly how much I need it, so you can just squeeze this through since it's pretty stretchy, and here you go. This is what it looks like. And so I like this one because it's stretchy and it's easy to take on and off. And you can really fine tune exactly how tight you want it, unlike the ones that have step increments. So here's that gray one. To tighten it or loosen, you would just, so this is tightening, you grab this top part, you just pull it. It's pretty simple. To loosen it, you just grab this part up here, and you just pull on this other part, and it loosens there. And something to notice here is there is this black part, and then the gap here. There's technically two gaps, if you care about that kind of thing. But other than that, these are really good bands. Here it is on the wrist. These kinds of bands are good for outdoor activity, indoor activity, whatever. Like if you're running around or something, whatever it is, it's the best for. If you think that it'll make you sweaty or something, this is definitely what you'll use for that. The next 3 bands I have are metal bands. So the first one is the black one, which I'll be showing you. Each of these, the ones that I got, have these kinds of pins that have 2 handles on them. So when you put it in, it just goes in like this. I think that this one's easier because you just grab the 2 pins at the bottom, the 2 handles for the pin. You just grab them at the bottom there, and you just put it in, and there you go. This is the black one. This black one looks pretty nice in my opinion. The one that I have, it's shinier on these edges here, but it's not that shiny over here, and I kind of like that because it matches this piece here on the edges. And so yeah, this is a pretty good one. This one is a lot harder to tighten and loosen, and especially since this is the length that it gets tightened or loosened by one of these beads here. Each one comes with one of these things, so you'll just use this thing, and you'll put the watch in here, and then you'll push the pin out, take or put in whatever ones you want, and so on, just like that. One thing to note about these is that they're gapless, which means that there's no gap between the watch band and the watch. A lot of watches, because if you see this one has a curve, right? A lot of other watch bands don't have that curve. For example, the one that I showed you before, which was the fabric one, it just goes straight across, which means that there's a gap between the watch band and this. So it would be in like this. So there's a gap right where you can see the little edges there. And so for me, like if I ever get a metal watch band, I need it to be gapless. Other bands, it makes more sense to have gaps, but the metal one, I need them to be gapless. If you don't really care, then it's fine. I had to return one time because I actually didn't pay attention to the fact that it wasn't gapless, but yeah. So now I'm going to show you the other two. So I believe that this hole here is for the microphone. I actually have mine usually in the reverse order though. I have the microphone on this side where there's no hole, but the microphone still works completely fine. I think that it's probably better with the gap here when the microphone's in the gap, but I haven't really noticed a difference very much. So for these watches, you just press these buttons here. It opens up, you can put it on, and then you just close it up, and this band looks pretty good. So this is probably the most common one that I use, just because it's kind of neutral. Like it's not like the gold one where it's just kind of, it seems a little bit like too much. And the black one I wear sometimes, but gold's probably the least, to be honest. But this one I use most out of all my bands, so I suggest getting a metal one if you don't have one already, especially if you like the look of metal bands. Lastly, I'm just going to put on the gold band just so you can see it. Again, all of these watch bands will look different on the different colors of Galaxy watches. So if you didn't really like how this silver band looked on this black Galaxy watch, it might look better to you on the silver Galaxy watch. It really just depends. So here's the gold watch. Next up, I have a black one and a brown one. I like the brown one a lot better than the black one. I'll just say that right at the start. First, I'm going to show you that one. So this one has a pin that's you don't have to put in. It's always going to be in here unless your watch band breaks or something. So this is the pin that will stay with it the whole time, unlike the metal ones where you have to put it in manually. So this is just a one-handle pin. So just put it in like this. Here we go. So I like this a lot. I'm just going to put this on. This is another buckle one. It's not a one where you snap it on like the metal ones. Here it is. This one actually has two of these things. This one is stuck where it is, and then this holder is movable throughout the watch, so you can just move it to wherever your band is ending. This is the black one. This one looks pretty good as well. Both of these have tan color on the back. So here's the watch on the wrist. This one looks pretty good as well. Once again, I mean, I bought these from the exact same order on Amazon, so they both have this movable loop here to prevent this from flapping around and annoying you. These bands are not gapless. These have a gap. As you can see everything going on under there, so this is not gapless. This has a gap, but I don't mind it on these ones. The only one I really do mind it on are ones that are linked, like those chain ones, and I'll also be showing you some wood bands, so like those ones. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, feel free to give a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you feel like I missed a watch band or anything like that, feel free to tell me in the comments section below. So now I have two wooden watch bands. These are really interesting because I never thought that I would get these before, because I thought of it one time, like what if a watch band was wooden? And I looked it up, and they do sell these on Amazon. Not very expensive, so although they look pretty interesting and uncommon, they are not expensive. These ones are gapless because it's curved, as you can see. This one has kind of like a double buckle. You have to pull this thing and then push these buttons to undo it. Unlike the metal ones where you just snap this, there's also this, which does that. Doesn't really protect anything that much. I don't know why it's there, because you can still open it up without even touching this. But yeah, it's there. So here's what it looks like on the wrist. In my personal opinion, I think that this one is a lot better than this one, because I like the silver and brown combo. This one's still good too, though. It's, you know, red and with the black. This one looks pretty good. Actually, it matches, this black part matches this color of the watch. So if you like that, then it's pretty good. But for some reason, I found myself wearing this one a lot more than this one. For the gold one and all the metal ones, these are what it looks like when you take them out. So there's just a pin that's actually in there. With this tool, you'll unscrew it a lot, and you'll see these arrows. These arrows are pointing at where you actually will push the pin out, not where you put it in. Where you put it in is actually the opposite. So get the pusher into that hole there, and then twist it until the pin starts coming out. And then you just pull the pin all the way out, and then you have separated it. And then when you want to connect it back to your watch, let's just, pretend that these are opposite ends of the watch. You put this in, and then you actually put it in the opposite direction of the arrow. So don't put it in the direction. And also, you'll notice here that there is a wide side and a thin side on the bottom there. So you want the thin side to go in. So since my arrow is on the left side, I'm going to put it in the right side with the fat part facing up. Just put it in there like that. And then against something hard, you just push the pin back in just by pushing it against that. And there we go. This also applies to the wood ones as well. It's actually exactly the same process with the wood ones. So this is how you do it for any kind of watch band that has those little holes in it that you can take apart these links. So that's the end of this video. If you have any more suggestions or different watch bands that you like that I didn't mention in this video, feel free to tell me in the comment section down below. But other than that, please give a like if you like this video and if it helped you, and I'll see you in the next video.